everyone, welcome back to another vlog. I actually meant to start this vlog a few hours ago. I went out to the gym this morning and I always write in the cafe after the gym. And I took my DJI and wanted to film a little montage this morning, but when I went to turn my camera on, it said that I didn't have an SD card in, which is my own fault. I should have checked. So apologies that you didn't get that little montage at the beginning, but welcome to another vlog. It is a beautiful day today. It is so sunny. It's very crisp. It's a very crisp autumn morning, which is nice. And this really now feels like the last days of autumn before we're in proper winter. But I'm kind of loving it. I'm loving the cozy vibes for writing. But coming up in this vlog, I have a very busy day tomorrow. Tomorrow I have a fantastic Reads event in Tilburg. It's going to be at the Locale, which is the big library, and it's a huge event. I think there's something like 30, 40 authors that are going to be there. Most of them are Dutch. There's a lot of people that travel for it. It's a free event and basically people can walk around, look at the books, chat to the authors. I'm doing a talk in the afternoon and then a signing. But before that, I'm actually going to one of the new indie bookstores in Tilburg called Books and Beans. They've been open a couple of months. I meant to go and visit literally months ago and life has just gotten busy. I've spoken about this before, trying to find the balance of personal life, rest and recuperation, work, and then the things I spoke about in last week's vlog. If you've watched that, you'll know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I haven't really had the time. So I said to them, I'm happy to pop in to sign their stock before the Fantastic Reads events. That's what I'm doing tomorrow. It's going to be a big day in Tilburg. And I planned to start the vlog today because me and Paul were going to go to Rosada, which is a designer shopping outlet. And we usually go in November, just as a little Christmassy thing because they decorate it really nice. We kind of mooch about the shops, get some Christmas presents for people. But he is finishing late at work tonight, so I actually don't think we're going to get to go. But I hope this vlog is going to be fun. I am feeling much better today. So again, if you watched last week's vlog, I wasn't feeling very well. And that was, I think I finished filming on the Saturday after the event. And it took me out for about 5 or 6 days. I just was not feeling good. But I'm finally feeling a little bit better. So I'm happy about that. I am doing some worky bits and just generally mooching. So right now I am going to go downstairs and make some soup because I finished my soup yesterday and then I will need to actually properly curl my hair. I've just dried it and it's still a bit damp, so I'll wait for that to fully dry. That's the thing about having naturally curly hair, at least for me. In the summer, I'm yeah, natural curls all the way, just leave it to air dry. And then in the winter, it's just so cold that even if I diffuse my hair, it takes hours to dry. So I'd rather just dry it and then curl it. So if you see me wearing my natural curls less, that's why, but it is still quite wet at the back. But anyway, I digress. Okay, we're back in the office. Lunch has been had. Hair has been curled. It does look a little bit shit at the moment, not gonna lie. I don't really know what happened. I think I need to recurl this part actually. Oh dear. But it doesn't need to look nice until tomorrow, so we're all good. I'm gonna try and get a little bit of work done. I have made myself a coffee. We are seated at the desk. I am currently back working on Project S. So let me know in the comments if you have been following along with what I'm writing at the moment or what I'm focusing on. So basically I tried to pick up what I'm calling Project S, which is sapphic selkies, and it wasn't really working. And then I had a brainwave of how to make it work, but it would require a lot more research. And then I started writing a prequel to A Fate Forged in Fire, and that was coming out more easily. So I wrote 6 chapters of that. But then when I wasn't well, over the last week, I just wasn't able to write like a draft. So I thought, oh, what if I just do a bit of research, because that felt more manageable and I can kind of pick up that and drop it more easily than like being in the zone writing. So I ended up doing a lot of research for Project S. So I have now written 3 chapters of Project S. I'm going to try and get one more chapter done, or like a half a chapter, or whatever comes out in the next hour or so. And then I think I'm going to take the dog a walk, because he gets an off-leash walk every day and the weather is lovely and Paul is going to be home late, so I'm going to have to do the off-leash walk today. But first, coffee. Okay, 7,152 words. That's not bad. I think I wrote about 500 just now. Okay, time to go walk the dog. So this is one of the outfits you're going to see me wearing on repeat this winter. The entire thing is Uniqlo. Jumpers Uniqlo, t-shirts Uniqlo, joggings are Uniqlo. Not the Uggs. They're obviously Uggs. And then of course I can't go anywhere without my Uniqlo bag. I hope you can see me, because I can't see what you can see. Yeah, I'm nothing if not an outfit repeater, and this is incredibly comfortable. Although I actually do have a feeling I might be a bit too warm in this on the walk, because it's 17 degrees today. Like, what day is it? The 7th of November and it's 17 degrees. Bizarre. God, it's bright. So I have made a grave error, pun intended, because I am at House ter Heide, which is where Paul's Oma is buried, because it's actually the anniversary of her death next week. So I just thought to myself, I'll come this week, because they're actually closing the road to get here next week. So I was like, I'll just go today. But we usually let Whiskey off here, because it's also like a natural kind of nature reserve type thing. And it's a lovely walk. But there's a funeral on today, and it's extremely busy. I almost didn't get parked at all. But I brought the extendable leash, so Whiskey can still be on leash, because there's just a few. His recall's great. He's a very good dog. There's just a few too many humans about for me to let him off, but hopefully the walk will still be nice. Just clean this up slightly. But our little garden roses are still here. We brought these a few days ago, and I think these are roses either from my mother-in-law or Opa. But it's quite funny, because in the summer the deer usually eat the roses, so I don't know if the deer have kind of moved on, or if they're just eating something different at this time of year, because usually the heads are like all snipped off, which is usually quite funny to see. But yeah. You got a little walkie? A little walkie, Whiskey? Let's go. I really need people to get off their phones when they are driving, because I almost got rear-ended again on the way home. Because, and if you don't know, me and Whiskey, he's here, little one, got rear-ended in 2022, November 2022. Literally, oh my god, literally, like, it was 2 days before Oma's funeral, so literally almost 3 years to the day we got rear-ended by like a tradie van that was going 80 kilometers. There was a car between me and the tradie van. He admitted he was on his phone, and that's why he went into us. I was indicating to turn, so I was stopped, waiting for traffic. The woman behind me was stopped behind me, and the tradie was on his phone and not paying attention, didn't see that we were stopped, went into the back of both of us at 80 kilometers an hour. Sent that woman straight to the hospital, on a stretcher, everything, simply because he was on his phone not paying attention. So ever since then, like, I didn't like people being on their phones in the car, and I personally have never done it, and this is not me being like, I swear I've never done it. No, I actually have never done it. Even before that, I was very against it. Since that, it makes me furious, because like, Whiskey was in the back, so he could have been seriously injured. Like, if that car hadn't been between both of us, I could have also been seriously injured. The car was written off, everything. Absolute headache, nightmare. But today, so since then, I've been I'm always so vigilant, like hyper aware of who is behind me, and I'm constantly checking my mirrors to make sure there's distance. And if someone doesn't leave space, I'm always like, can you back up? So there was another tradie van, and again, every time there's a tradie van behind me, I'm always like, mm. And I don't know if it's because they drive for work or drive so much that that's why they're on their phones, but maybe I'm biased. Maybe there's not a higher proportion of them who are on their phones, but I feel like there is. And he had a decent distance and he wasn't speeding. I wasn't speeding. It was a 50-kilometer road on the way back. There's speed bumps on the road as well. So it's like you go 50, then you'll slow down for the speed bump. So it's not even like you can get up to a good speed. So I was like, okay, we're fine. And I saw a cat, because you're right beside loads of farms there. Little cat, quite a young cat. And I see it and I already start braking. And as I start braking, the cat sprints out in front of my car. So I hit the brake, like emergency brake. I am not hitting this cat. It's been drilled into me since I was very young because I grew up in the countryside. If an animal is in your way, you do not swerve. You brake and hope for the best. You do not swerve, because then you're going to hit a tree, you're going to go into a verge, you're going to roll your car, like something worse is going to happen. All you can do is brake and hope you don't hit that animal, and then you've tried. So that's what I did. I didn't hit the cat. The cat got away, minus a life. I heard the tradie van's brakes screech behind me, and he had to swerve so that he didn't go into the back of me. And given the amount of distance that we had prior to me doing an emergency brake, if he had not been on his phone, he would have had plenty of time. Because we were also coming up to a speed bump, so I was slowing down anyway. So yeah, don't use your phone when you drive, please. That's my little rant of the day. Good morning, guys. It is the next day. I tried to make my hair look a little bit better. It always kind of drops the next day, and then I like put some mousse in it, but I don't know. I mean, I'm sure people are going to be in the comments being like, it looks so good, but I don't know. I'm just not used to having it like this, and I feel like, I don't know, I tried to like comb it out, and then it just went really frizzy because my hair is curly. So that's why I put some mousse in it, and then now I feel like it's sitting weird, but like if I separate it, I feel like it looks worse. Anyway, I'm getting ready to go out into Tilburg. I think I'm gonna wear my new earrings. I got these at the HEMA last week in Rotterdam, because I am wearing like a little all black outfit. And I'm going a little bit more casual today because it's a middle of the day event. Do they look cute? I think they look quite cute. So yeah, I'm gonna wear these. I am wearing almost the exact same outfit as yesterday, but I've switched the jogging pants for actual trousers. Still gonna wear my Uggs. I also want to put the white t-shirt back on, but I got makeup on it. So I had to do like an emergency spot clean and stain remover and rinse. Dried it with my hair dryer, and it's just hanging over the clothes horse at the moment, so I will wait until the last moment to put that on and hope I do not repeat offend and get makeup on it again. But I'm almost ready to go. It is a beautiful day again. It's a little bit colder than yesterday, but stunningly beautiful day, so I'm really happy about that. I'm going to drive into town, I'm going to park, I'm going to go to Bagels. I think there's a store in the UK called Bagels and Beans, and that's why I keep calling this bookstore Bagels and Beans. It is not, it is called Books and Beans, because they do books and coffee. We're going to go there first. I am going to have a coffee there. I don't know if they do food, so I'm leaving the house at 11:30, so I might have like a very early lunch at 11 and then head in. We'll see. I'll figure that out. Paul has the dog at sheep herding, which is fantastic. At least it's not raining. Usually it rains every single time we go. So dog is taken care of. I'm almost ready. Let's go have a fun day. Okay, this is the final fit for today. I had to pivot because the t-shirt was still stained, unfortunately. So I've got my trousers, I have my Uggs on, I have a shirt underneath the jumper, And I'm also wearing my glasses today because it's very sunny and I'm driving, and these are my best sunglasses, but they're prescription, so obviously I can't wear them if I put my contacts in. So we're ready, we're gonna go. Okay, I've been reminded why I never come into town on the weekend, because this is horrifically busy. It's a little bit less hectic down this end of the main street, but oh my god, back there at the main bit, oh my god. They have a toasty bar now though, that's cool. Love a toasty, I need to try that. It's so basic of me, but I love the autumn leaves on a sunny day. Okay, I actually need to figure out where this new bookstore is, because I know the general vicinity, but not exactly. Okay, I think I have found it. This looks like the place. Okay, they were so lovely. That store is gorgeous. Like, so cozy, so welcoming. It's their first time owning a business. So if you love books and you are in this neck of the woods, I would highly recommend you go in and support them. They have lots of current titles. They also have a used bookstore, not bookstore, like used bookshelves in the back. They have like book accessories, they do coffee and little sweet treats. So yeah, it's like the perfect place to kind of go for an hour or so and catch up with friends and have a little browse. But now I'm heading to the library for the event. I don't usually come down this way in Tilburg, but so many people say that Tilburg is an ugly city. I don't agree. I really don't agree. I don't think it's ugly at all. I would definitely come into town more often if one, it was way less busy, and two, parking wasn't extortionate. Okay, I actually think the fastest way to get to the library is to go through the station. It's actually so warm today, I'm too hot in this jumper. Okay, I never come out this side of the station, so let's see if I can navigate. Yeah, you guys are gonna laugh because it's literally right there and I was like worried about finding it, but if you actually know me, anyone who knows me will not be surprised that I could have got lost. Now, this is the public library in Tilburg. It is beautiful. It was renovated from an old steelworks, I believe, or it was like a train thing. Don't quote me on that. But it's not particularly cozy. So I have tried to write in here before, but I don't know, it just doesn't have the vibes that I'm going for personally. I know a lot of the students at the university come here to kind of work. They do have like rooms that you can rent for studying or for meetings. And it's definitely worth like coming and having a look because like I said, it's gorgeous and they have a lot of like historical things in it too. Here we are. I think I've just to go in the main entrance, I have to ask, oh, my voice is echoing. That's really loud. Oh God. Okay, I have to ask for Esther. My voice is still echoing. Okay, here we go. Inside. Let's see if I can find where I'm supposed to be. I think the event is on the first floor. So this is the library. As you can see, it is absolutely massive. They do have, I've just spotted someone has my book on the table. Someone has my book. Do I go over and say something? Do I wait? I'll wait. You know what I think I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna have a look around first. I'm gonna have a little look around first, and then I'm gonna ask for Esther because I'm a little bit early. So I want to. I never get the chance to like show you guys the event while I'm here, so I'm gonna do that now. This is cozy.
And also
Lovely.
if you put the door closed.
So here's the little signing table. I have bookmarks for people and some stickers and my little placard. So everything is set up. I've got about 10 minutes until the talk starts. I don't really know what I'm going to talk about because it is a meet and greet / Q&A type thing. But obviously I don't have a moderator or a chair. So I'm going to be leading it myself, which I'm totally fine about because I don't get that nervous about public speaking. I was planning on starting with a reading from chapter 1, but I actually don't have a copy of the book. So I think I'm going to have to ask someone if they turn up with the book to be like, hey, can I borrow it so that I can read from it? I'll give you it back. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know how many people are even gonna turn up to this, but it's something that you get used to as an author of like, at least I've gotten used to it, of not taking it personally. And I'm in a very privileged position that like I know the book is selling well, so I don't have to put like a lot of pressure on these types of things, because that would be a lot worse of like, oh god, like we really need to sell the books, and then if like 5 people turn up, it's like worrying. Whereas I feel like I've done so many events and touch wood, they've gone so well that that's not something I have to be concerned about. So we'll see. I might end up talking to an empty room. Who knows? Ik moet het in het Engels doen. Ik ben een Schotse auteur. Ik woon nu in Tilburg al 5 jaar. Maar ja, Engels is echt makkelijker voor mij. Dus ik hoop dat dat goed is voor allemaal. Is there anyone here who hasn't come already knowing who I am? That sounds so big-headed. Is anyone like, who is this Scottish person? What is this book that she's written? All of you, just from chapter 1. But I thought there would be books here, so I need to borrow a book from anyone. If anyone is willing, if I can borrow a book, thank you so much. Because they're all downstairs and I came up here and forgot to ask for a book. But the world is already on fire, Emira. We don't need you burning anything else. Down, Adarian sighed. The king has to die eventually, Adarian, she muttered. Colruyth's enormous wing beats loud enough to cover their conversation as the mighty dragon flew overhead. And when he does, I will be ready to take everything I was born to be. And we're done. Thank you. So I hope you liked the sound of it. This is the beginning of our journey into the world of Erisosha. I'm going to be so annoying and ask for this back again. So there's a map at the front of the book, which is the easiest way to kind of explain where we're going.
Yeah, so I was wondering, like, how do you not pull out a full info dump in the beginning of your book and like spread it all out and make it more natural?
Yeah, it's so difficult when you write fantasy. Are you a fantasy writer?
Yeah, also in a different world and different
Amazing,
settings.
amazing. Yeah, you're always going to have a certain level of info dump because you're going to need to give your readers information. And obviously there's that age-old show don't tell, but at some point you still need to tell information. So the kind of cheat code to it is don't tell your characters anything they should already know.
Like in your mind, because I know you have a really clear picture of
Yeah.
the fire world, I would call it.
Yeah.
Do you have the rest in your mind, like visually?
Yes. Yeah, so I think every writer has their own process. So some writers, go in very, very specifically chapter by chapter outline. I don't tend to do that when it comes to writing the book, but before I started writing book 1, I already knew that I wanted it to be different duologies and different territories, so I knew that the world building had to be tight. So the first thing I did was sit down and, does anyone here play Dungeons and Dragons? Okay, it was basically like I did that. So I was like, okay, what do these people eat? What do they wear? What do these mountain ranges look like? How do you get past them? What's the trade routes between all of these different places? And I made like 200 years of history for all of these characters that I knew were gonna come. I hadn't really gone into their stories yet, but I knew what came before them because that was gonna shape them.
Specific way that you know how you want them mentally at the end of the book, how the growth and the art are gonna be created.
That's a really, really good question. Character arcs are so important, and for anyone who is an aspiring writer, there's a novel planner by Storyfolk that's fantastic because they have bits that guide you on how to build your characters. You know, what are their flaws? What are their strengths? You know, what do they like to eat? What do they smell like? What do they drink? And, you know, even something like that, like what does your character smell like, can be influenced by what they eat. Like, does this character drink a lot of alcohol? You know, do they do a lot of physical exercise? You know, do they like to bathe a lot? You know, that's going to influence, like, are they outdoors? Do they spend time around horses? You know, all of that is going to make your character feel more real. Hello. This is my mother-in-law and my opa. Hi, hi.
Still have his confidence, and I
Yeah.
like that it's not like one-dimensional character.
Yeah, so that's like, if there are writers in here, that's one way that you can, you know, we're all humans. We don't need to be put into a box. So you got to think about all the different aspects of their personality, and then also their history. You know, why are they the way they are?
To get it right.
That's a very good question. So I think without spoilers, I won't spoil it. I won't. I think with most authors, any writer, there's going to be moments that pop into your head, even maybe before you start writing the draft, and they are just a pleasure to write. You know, you're in the flow, you see it in your brain, you get the chapter down, and you're like, yes, that was great. And then there's other moments where you're sitting looking at a blank Word document for 2 days, and you're like, I have no idea how to make this work. So to answer your question specifically for this book, there is a chapter 26. It's one of my favorite chapters in the book. Almost nothing happens. It's a very quiet chapter. It's very introspective, and it's where the two main characters start letting their walls down for the first time. It's like, hello, welcome. It's like, you know the scene in Beauty and the Beast where the Beast gets wounded and Belle's like cleaning him and he's really grumpy? It's like that, but the reverse. So Emira is the Beast and she's the one who's grumpy. And it was just a pleasure to write. It was just lovely, and I still love that chapter. Whereas in the initial draft, there was what me and my editor called the OG chapter 33, which was where a lot was happening. It was like a huge climax of the book. There were so many of those like plot line threads that were coming to a head, and it was just a nightmare to navigate. I was like, I don't know if a reader is going to even make sense of this. I don't know if like this is a surprise or if this is obvious. And we ended up realizing the reason it wasn't working was because too much was going on. So now pretty much all of that chapter is like the second half of book 2.
Is your connection, like, have you visited your lands? Are you living there or are you living here?
Yeah, so I am Scottish, born and raised. I was born in just outside of Glasgow, lived there until I was 21, and then I started moving around for work. Met my husband, and I've been here for 5 years. So yeah, it's kind of like my love letter to Scotland. And also growing up, I never really saw a lot of Scotland represented in fantasy books. You know, even though you get like a lot of like medieval England, I feel like we get a lot of that. You know, but I just wanted dragon riders who wore kilts. I'm like, I mean, I think it would chafe. Like, I don't think logistically it would be a good idea. You know, but they're gonna look good when they do it. So I was like, yeah, let's have some kilt wearing dragon riders. Yeah. So yeah, lots of Scotland. There is a lot of Scottish Gaelic in the book as well. I personally don't speak Scottish Gaelic, but we had a Gaelic proofreader who went through the book and made sure everything was correct and being used appropriately. There's a pronunciation guide in the front of the book as well for all of the very difficult to say words, and I will admit they are difficult to say, even for me. However, if you want to listen to how they are said, there's an audio guide on my website that's always available. So if you go on my website, you can listen to it, and it will give you all of the pronunciations as well. So maybe that'll make it a bit better for you guys as well. But something I will say is, you know, I think we're moving into an age of publishing and of fantasy books in particular where it's okay to write what you want to write, whether that be queer fantasy books, whether that be feminist fantasy books, you know, whatever it is you want to write. More and more people are getting the opportunity to do that now, which is fantastic. And I'll say to anyone here who wants to write a book as well, like, don't put yourself off by thinking it's been done before. You know, if we think about how many dragon books there have been, you know, like I loved Aragon, the Inheritance Cycle when I was younger, you know, even, you know, Smaug from The Hobbit, you've got Fourth Wing that's blowing up now. You know, if I had looked at all of that and thought, well, dragons have been done, what's the point?
What dragons?
Yeah, I mean that the book would never have gotten written. So you all have your individual voices, and no one can tell a story the way you can. I don't think there is any one way to start. I think maybe take the pressure off and just write whatever you want. Whether it's a short story, whether it's fan fiction, whether it's a scene that's popped into your head but you don't know how you're going to build around it. Because the more you get into the practice of writing, the better you get at it and the easier it becomes. Even I've noticed that going from someone who did writing as a hobby to now it's my full-time job is, every morning I sit down, I'm a morning person, don't hate me.
The editor and a lot of influence on the making of the book?
That's a really good question. So every editor and every editing team works slightly differently, but in my experience, I love it. So I usually go off, I write my first draft, I do rewrites of that draft probably twice, 3 times, then I send it to my editors and they go through it. Usually they'll go through it 1 time and then I get what we call developmental edits back, which is really where we're moving the story around. So they might be like, this whole chapter, not working, get rid of it. Or it could be, this should be up here, this should happen 10 chapters earlier, this should happen 10 chapters later. That's a lot of heavy kind of landscaping of the book, shall we say, and a lot gets changed there. But that's the good thing about having eyes on your work, because as an author, I might be like, this makes sense. And then someone new to the story would be like, but why? I don't get this. So then it's my job to go back and make it more clear. After I finish that, it goes back to the editors again. And then we do what we call copy edits, which is where they go into like sentence structure, paragraphs, and really being like, maybe this is repetition. Like you say this again in another page, so take it out or find a different way to do it. They get closer to the story. Then it goes to the line editor, which is spelling and grammar. And then we go into pass pages. So that's like the last final read through. The book should be in perfect shape and you're just making sure there's no like small errors. For me and my editors, we get on really well. They understand the story. So when we're in that big developmental phase, it's almost like a team effort with the book. So we'll have a lot of brainstorming. Sometimes we have like brainstorming Zooms where we'll be like, but what if this happened? Oh, but what if that happened? Oh, but what this and that? Especially for things I'm struggling with sometimes of being like, I don't know, I want to get here, but I don't know how to make it work well. And then they'll start putting in suggestions. And I find that really, really helpful. Yeah, also a very good question. So even though the editors want to make it better, the author is always in charge. So I'm always allowed to come back to my editors and say, no, I'm not changing that. And I have done that. So maybe just by being raised by very strong, independent women. So I was raised by my mum and by my gran. And I wrote a feminist fantasy. So I think that's definitely come through in the way I write the female characters is, they're very capable, they're very independent, they get shit done. But yeah, super appreciate it. Thank you so much. And thank you to Autumnal Bookstore for providing the books and everything amazing. Thank you. Oh, it's okay. Is this a T or an L?
That's
T.
an L
L.
with a little dash.
Oh, okay, I need to put the dash. Okay, perfect.
Polish letter.
Oh my God, Ian, thank you so much for all of your questions. Thank you. I'll give you time, don't worry. And what's your name, sorry? I'm in there if you want, and then you won't lose them. Come over here. Thank you so much. No, thank you for coming. Thank you for asking questions and making sure I'm not stood here like a lemon. And thank you. It was so lovely to meet you guys. Thank you. Hello. Oh, thank you. Do you want me to open it now?
If you would, please.
Oh, I need to film me open it. I got a gift. That's so sweet of you. Thank you so much. Okay, I'll read this when I'm at home.
I'm bad at rapping.
Oh, you're absolutely not.
Oh yes, I am.
This is so sweet. Oh my goodness.
She is a bit. Like I said, I'm bad at rapping.
No way.
Yep.
Did you make Mira?
Yeah. She had a bit of difficulties with her magic, so that's why she has some purple strands.
I mean, her dragon is purple, so that makes sense.
And she
Oh my God. Wait, is my mother-in-law still here? My mother-in-law crochets. That is the best thing I've ever been given. I love her. Look at her! Look at her! Oh my god, thank you so much!
You're welcome.
Oh my gosh! Thank you, take care! Hi! How are you? Please help yourself to a bookmark. They are double-sided, so you can take one of each. Thank you so much for coming. Have you been here long? Thank you.
It's very well loved.
Oh, that's how we like our books. And what's your name?
And so she bought a shirt for me.
Oh my god, love. And what's your name?
Miriam.
Miriam, just standard spelling. Okay, the event is finished. Hello, here's the husband.
Hello, the husband's here.
First appearance in the vlog.
Yeah.
In this vlog.
Well, I went sheep herding.
I think I told them that you went sheep herding.
All right.
And now because our dog is insane, herding sheep for a couple hours in the morning isn't enough. And he's now on another forest walk.
Yeah.
Yeah? Are you a privileged little doggy? Yes. There is method to our madness. There's just too many fireworks now. And I feel like I'm repeating myself, but anyone who doesn't know the Netherlands at New Year, basically the fireworks start like the end of September. And it'll be like a few big bangs, mostly on the weekends. Now we're into November, it's every night. And sometimes during the day. Randomly, right?
Yeah.
They just let off bangers for no reason. But that's why we leave every New Year. Because at New Year, like New Year's Eve, it's like a war zone. Like my best friend, I've said this before, her husband was in the military in Afghanistan. And he said that the Netherlands on New Year's Eve is worse than anything he heard at war. So I think that kind of paints a picture. But because Whiskey had seizures after the fireworks last year, and we think it could be fireworks stress or a gluten allergy, we don't really know, question mark. We tried to keep him away from the noise as much as possible, and the last few nights on his nighttime walk, which Paul always does with him, I do the morning, Paul does the evening, just like round the streets at our house, there's been too many fireworks and he doesn't want to walk. So instead of stressing him out, we're now going to do like a dinner time long walk with him, and then at night he just goes to the bathroom and that's it. So fellow dog owners, you will understand. Also, I just want to say, because I've seen a lot of discourse about this on social media right now because of bonfire night in the UK, there's only so much training you can do with fireworks because they're so unpredictable. So when he was a puppy, he was totally fine. We desensitized him to them. We had them on the TV. We made them reinforcing. He was totally fine, not phased. Then we got into a car accident and he became incredibly scared of loud noises. So yeah, not always predictable. And also fireworks outside, you don't know when they're going to go off. You don't know how loud they're going to be. So yeah, you can train and do your descents and your dog can still end up scared, unfortunately. Are you sick of me yammering on at the vlog?
No.
What? Do you have something you want to add?
Do I have something I want to add to this vlog?
You don't have to.
No, I don't think so.
Nice little Saturday evening walk.
Many.
The doggy. You're gonna throw the leaves. He's gonna throw the leaves. Nay.
So strong.
He's so handsome. He's so handsome. Both of them, actually. I was going to say Whiskey, but in case anyone is wondering what a walk with these two looks like, it's this. My ADHD husband is skipping amongst the trees as my dog is absolutely demolishing a log. What are you? The dog doesn't care. The dog does not care. Whiskey, where's Daddy? From one stick to another. What are you doing? Are you prancing?
No, I'm skipping.
Are you prancing in amongst all the autumn leaves?
Give me that.
Skipping in the autumn leaves?
Very fun.
There are a lot of autumn leaves around.
Want some?
If you, stop throwing leaves at me. I swear. There's going to be bugs in there. No. Bugs and dirt. And if there's two things I don't like, it's bugs and dirt. Now you guys see the real reason why I married him. His looks are a bonus. Whiskey, I think that stick's a bit big for you. This one is, I think you need to leave this one behind. No, you need to leave that one. That one's too big. Come on, let's go. Thank you. Leaves are like actively falling off the tree. Yeah, I almost fell over. I missed it. I didn't film it, but I almost fell over. Ow, I've hurt my back. Ow. And Paul is in a thing. What are you doing? What are you two doing?
It's our hut.
Is it your hut?
Yes. Nonsense.
The people will like this view. You're
Yeah.
welcome. You are welcome. Yes.
Can you film my bum?
No, show me the dog.
There you go.